It can be hard to decide what kind of peonies you want to buy when you really don't know the difference between herbaceous, intersectional, also known as Ito, or tree peonies. Herbaceous peonies are the kind that you find most often in people's gardens. So these are both herbaceous peonies. They're what you think of traditionally as peonies. There seems to be, I've had a few people ask me different kinds of questions about them. They're like, aren't they huge? Well, if you plant several of them together, they can make quite a large cluster. But individually, you can see these two will blend into each other. They'll get about this tall, and they'll take up this entire space, and that's two. But individually, these herbaceous peonies will stand somewhere between usually 24 to 36 inches, and they'll take up maybe 18 inches across. These two are both well established. They've been here about 10 years, and they'll have about 12 to 14 blooms apiece. Intersectional peonies are the newest kind. They're a hybrid between both the tree and the regular herbaceous peony. They're a bit bigger than the herbaceous peony and have a woody base like the tree peony. They're about the size of a shrub. They offer a bit more color choices in their blooms. This is an intersectional or Ito peony. It is a cross between a herbaceous peony and a tree peony. They don't need quite as much sun as a herbaceous peony, probably about 4 hours, and they will get bigger. This one, when it's in full leaf, will be about 2.5 feet, and it'll be about the same in width, but it will be covered in blooms. This one, I think, had 30 or 40 blooms last year, so they're pretty amazing in full bloom. But they take about the same amount of space as a hebe or some other kind of shrub. I really wish that you saw more tree peonies in people's yards because they're really pretty spectacular. The blooms are ridiculous, and they're interesting all 4 seasons of the year. Ours come from China, which is where they are native to.
Go ahead.
This is a tree peony. It is the largest of the 3 kinds of peonies that we sell. As you can see, this one is probably about 4.5 feet tall. It's been here almost 15 years, so it's very close to being as big as it's going to get. It'll get thicker. When it's in full bloom, or at least fully leafed out, it'll be about this wide, and it'll have a nice vase shape. It doesn't require as much sun as a herbaceous peony, and it can actually do pretty well in sort of speckled shade. This one gets afternoon sun, but its blooms fade more quickly because it's in the afternoon sun. If it got morning sun, its blooms would last a longer time. Its blooms get to be pretty substantial, about the size of my head probably, and this one being as old as it is, it gets probably 16, 17 blooms every summer. Well, spring. As always, if you have any questions, either about peonies or other garden questions that you would like help answering, please feel free to write to us at info@RarePeonies.com.